Hi there. Okay, so as you can see, um, well, it might be hard to see from the time lapse, but some of these activities took me faster time than some of the other ones that got me stumped a little bit. So, um, for the first one, completing the figure below, I immediately just thought of the black part that we were given. I just saw it as a beak to a bird. So I decided to make a bird head from it. And that one was pretty simple because it just came to my mind really quickly that that's what I wanted to draw from it. Now the second one, where the divide the figure activity, not gonna lie, really stumped me, and I was getting a little frustrated with it, but it was, at first I thought I could just, think outside the box and add a couple lines here and then split the entire thing into 4 squares, but then realized I can't add on to the figure. I have to break it up, the figure that we're given. And so I eventually just started drawing lines and making smaller lines in smaller sections, and then eventually looked at it that way, like a grid of 12 different boxes. And then I was erasing some lines until I found that this is the way I was able to make 4 equal parts. Looks like that. And then the candle problem was actually pretty simple to me when I thought about it. And so for my solution with this one, I decided to pin the box to the wall with the tacks, and then put the candle in the box, and then use the match to light the candle. And then when the wax drips, it'll drip into the box, not onto the table. That's what I got for that one. And then from the case study, that one was interesting. And so I filled out all of the questions, whether they were false, probably true, but most likely false, and then filled out the chart. And so my conclusion was that they both more than likely died from the capsule, which is what I believe they died from, considering there was no signs of trauma or violence or injuries or struggles. And in Vienna's notebook, the last thing that he wrote down was to swallow the capsule. So, after effect, protect metals, wait for the mass signal. So after that, something obviously happened, and so I found that that's probably the way they died, considering their heart stopped, which I believe is from the capsule. I also don't really know where the UFO comes into play. I know it's like known, but I don't think they were killed by aliens, considering that they have no signs of struggle, trauma, or injury when they were found in their death report. And technically the toxicology report, was not possible because it was never taken in a timely manner. So technically they know is that their heart stopped and that there was no apparent cause, and they can't prove that it was from the capsule, but yet they also can't prove it wasn't. So that's where I find myself believing that it was from the capsule. But other than that, all these activities were really fun to do and had me really thinking and using parts of my brain that I would originally think were really easy to attempt, but then turned out to be very difficult, and took a lot more than I expected.